viewers, my name is Dr. V. Kishan Ajay Kumar, Associate Professor from the Department of ECE, IARE Engineering College, Hyderabad. And today we are going to discuss the topic problems on radiation resistance and the radiated power. Let us see the first problem. That is, if an antenna has a main lobe with theta HP is equal to 20 degrees and pi HP is equal to 20 degrees, calculate the directivity. So what is directivity? The directivity is nothing but the maximum radiation intensity. In one particular direction, we call it as a directivity. So directivity is nothing but the maximum radiation intensity in one particular direction. We call it as a directivity. So generally, in order to calculate the directivity, we are going to consider only the major lobe. We are going to consider the major lobe, and that major lobe has to align with any of the axes in the three-dimensional plane. Suppose if this is the radiation pattern, this is known as the major lobe. This major lobe has to align with any of the axes of the three-dimensional plane. So we are having a formula for directivity in terms of theta and pi. That is in terms of horizontal plane and vertical plane. So if this is the vertical plane, if this is the E field here, this will be the H field here. See here, the directivity is given by the expression 41,253 degrees square by theta HP into pi HP. So we are having an expression for directivity, derived as an expression for directivity, that is 41,253 into degrees square by theta degrees in the HP into pi HP degrees. If we substitute, the given data is the theta value in the horizontal direction and the pi value in the horizontal direction. It is given as 20 degrees and 20 degrees. So both are same. That is, in theta direction it is given as 20 and pi direction it is given as 20. So if you substitute this theta HP is equal to 20 degrees and if you substitute this pi HP is equal to 20 degrees, you will get 103. You will get the directivity is equal to 103. And we know that the directivity is a dimensionless quantity which is represented as 103 simply. So hence the directivity, as it is a dimensionless quantity, it is a ratio of maximum radiation intensity to the average radiation intensity, right? So the maximum radiation intensity and the average radiation intensity, both the units get cancelled. Hence the directivity has no units. It is a dimensionless quantity, and D is given by 103. So always in our antennas and waves propagation theory, either the power calculations or directivity or gain or any parameter, we are going to measure in terms of only decibel only, not in terms of watts. We want to calculate the power. We are going to measure the power only in terms of dB only, right? So the reason behind it is that the representation of dB is a very less value. If we want to represent, suppose if there is a value, suppose the input power is given as 21,356. The input PEN, the input power is 21,356 watts, and the output power is 22,456 kilowatts. So it becomes very difficult for us to remember such a larger value. 21,356 it is a larger value, and 22,456 it is a larger value. So to remember these two larger values, it is very difficult. Hence, what we are going to do is we are going to reduce this expression by converting into decibel. So we are going to apply this as 10 log 21,356, which becomes some smaller value like 35 dB. Again, if you apply for this also the decibel conversion, that is a 10 log 22,456 kilowatts, you will get some amount of like 36 dB like that. It is very easy for us to remember these values 35 dB and 36 dB when compared to these larger values 21,356 or 22,456. This is the reason why we are going to find out all the values are represented in dB in our antennas and wave propagation. Right? So in our entire course in the antennas and wave propagation, we are going to represent only in the D only, that is decibel only. So whenever we want to find out convert the power value or any decimal value into dB, we are going to write it as 10 log x base 10. So 10 log x base 10 is nothing but the representation into dB value. So we got here 103. So 103, if you convert into a decimal value, 10 log 103 is equal to 20.125. 20.125 dB you will get. So this is the first problem, very simple problem. So based upon the given data, if we know the formula, we can directly simplify it by substituting the value of theta hp and pi hp. And coming to the problem 2, the radiation resistance of an antenna is 72 ohms. The radiation resistance of an antenna is 72 ohms, and the loss resistance it is given as 8 ohms. And what is the directivity of if the power gain is 30? The power gain GP, the power gain is represented by the term GP. The loss resistance it is given by RL. The loss resistance it is indicated by the notation RL, and the radiation resistance RR it is given as RR is equal to 72 ohms. The radiation resistance it is represented as RR. The loss resistance it is given by 8 RL, which is given as 8 ohms in the problem. And the directivity which we need to find out given the power gain is 30. That is, the power gain is represented as GP. GP is the power gain which is denoted by 30 here. So we are having a relationship between the efficiency is given by NR eta R. So we can write it as P radiated power by radiated power plus P loss, or we can also write it as RR by RR plus RL. So we are having an expression efficiency is equal to RR by RR plus RL. So this RR plus RL represents the total resistance. This RR plus RL represents the total resistance. The total resistance is given by RR plus RL, which is equivalent to 72 plus 8 is equal to 80. So RR is given as 72 ohms and RL is given as 8 ohms. RL is given as 8 ohms. Hence, RR plus RL becomes 80 ohms. RR plus RL becomes 80 ohms. So from the basic expressions of the given data, we are having an expression eta is equal to, so eta is equal to RR by RR plus RL. So directly we will get the value of eta. And there is another expression, there is another relationship between the power gain and the directive gain. So there is a relationship between the efficiency to calculate. So as how there is a relationship between efficiency RR by RR plus RL. Similarly, we are having another relationship N is equal to GP by GD. We have seen in the earlier classes eta is equal to GP by GD. And we know that the value of GD, we know the value of power gain. The power gain is given as 30. The power gain is given as 30, and eta value we have determined here 0.9 here. Eta value we are getting as 0.9, and we need to determine the GD, that is a directive gain. The maximum directive gain is known as the directivity. The maximum directive gain is also known as the directivity. We have represented as GD max here. This GD max is nothing but the directivity, the maximum directive gain. So from this expression, you can directly find out the GD max. So GD max is equal to GP max by eta R. So what is the GP max? In the given data, you can see the GP max is equal to 30. In the given data, the GP max is given as the power gain. It is given as 30. So 30 by eta R. So 30 by eta R is equal to 30 by 0.9 is equal to 33.33. So 33.33 is the GD max, and GP max is given as 30. So this is a very simple problem to find out the efficiency and the directivity if the power gain is given. And here in the given data, the radiation resistance and the loss resistance are also given. So we are having the direct formulas to find out this efficiency. That is, efficiency is equal to RR by RR plus RL. So instead of remembering this expression, you simply write eta is equal to RR by RR plus RL. This is very simple to remember. Eta is equal to RR by RR plus RL, right? So from this eta, we will go and calculate here GD max. So again, there is another expression. Eta is equal to GP by GD. Eta is equal to GP by GD. So these are the two formulas to be remembered to do this problem. That is the radiation resistance is given, the loss resistance is given, and we need to find out the directivity if the power gain is given. And suppose if the directive gain is given, we need to determine the power gain. So the same formula is applied here. Suppose the directivity or the directive gain is given, and we want to find out the power gain, so we can use the same formula. Gp max is equal to eta r into Gd max. So if we want to find out in terms of dB value, we got here 33.33. This is a decimal value. If you want to convert this value into dB, you apply 10 log 33.33. 10 log 33.33 base 10. If you simplify it, you will get the GT max value in terms of dB. So in terms of dB, you will get 15.2283 dB. So 10 log 33.33 is equal to 15.2283 dB. Now coming to problem 3. As how we have simplified the earlier problem 2, that is the ratio resistance of antenna is given as 73 ohms and the loss resistance is given as 7 ohms. What is the directivity and efficiency if the power gain is 20? If the power gain is 20. As we know that eta is equal to RR by RR plus RL. So what is RR here? RR is equal to 73. And what is RR? 73. And the loss resistance, it is given by RL is equal to 7 ohms. That means if you simplify this, 73 by 80 you will get. 73 by 80. So you simplify this by means of your calculator, you will get some value here, eta. Right? So again, Gp is equal to 20 given here. So we are having an expression, eta is equal to Gp by Gd. So eta is equal to Gp by Gd. So what you need to determine? You need to determine the directivity. So the directivity, it is nothing but the maximum directive gain. So the maximum, this is, let us modify this expression as Gp max by Gd max or eta max, that is the maximum efficiency. So the maximum efficiency given by the ratios of power gain, maximum power gain to the maximum directive gain. We call it as an efficiency, maximum efficiency. So here according to the given data, power gain is given. So if the power gain is given, to calculate Gd max, you will get Gp max by eta max. So what is Gp max? The Gp max, that is the power gain, is given as 20, and the efficiency is we know that 73 by 80. So if you simplify here, you will get 20 into 80 by 73. 20 into 83 by 70. So if you take a calculator and simplify it, you will get the value as 1600 divided by 73. So it is 1600 by divided by 73. So finally you will get the value as 91.25% is efficiency. So efficiency is equal to RR by RR plus RL. So RR by RR plus RL by 73 by 73 plus 7. So you will get 0.9125. 0.9125. The efficiency in terms of percentage by into 100, you will get 91.25%. So 91.25%. And again, you need to calculate the directive gain. So the directive gain and the power gain are related by the equation. Gp is equal to eta r into Gd. And the Gd is equal to Gp by eta r is equal to 20 by 0.9125 is equal to 21.9178. This is the decimal value. So we need to convert this decimal value into dB value to get the directive gain in terms of dB. So to get in terms of dB, we are going to use the expression 10 log Gd base 10. 10 log Gd base 10. So you will get, if you apply the decibel value, 10 log 21.9178. So if you apply this logarithmic value, you will get 31.4079 dB. So if you want to convert the decimal value into dB, you apply 10 log x or 10 log Gd base 10. So 10 log 21.9178 is equivalent to, you will get 13.4 dB. 13.4 dB. So this is how to calculate the power gain and the directive gain for the given relation resistance and the loss resistance. Coming to the next problem. Let us calculate the power gain of an half wave dipole antenna whose ohmic losses and the directive gains are 7 ohms and 1.64. Whose ohmic losses and directive gains are 7 ohms and 1.64. So here the loss resistance is given. In the given data, you can observe here the loss resistance it is given as 7 ohms. And the directive gain it is given as GD. Directive gain means GD. It is given as 1.64. So we know that in order to calculate the power gain, we need to calculate the power gain. So there is a relationship between GP and GD as eta is equal to GP by GD. Eta is equal to GP by GD. But what is GP? GP is equal to eta into GD. Here directive gain it is given as 1.64. Here it is given as 1.64. But we don't know the value of eta. That means eta is equal to RR by RR plus RL. But in this eta is equal to RR by RR plus RL, the loss resistance it is given as 7 ohms. But we do not know what is the value of radiation resistance. We do not know the value of radiation resistance. We need to determine the radiation resistance. So in the earlier session, we have derived the expression for the radiation resistance of an half-wave dipole antenna is 73 ohms. So in the earlier, we know that the radiation resistance of an half-wave dipole antenna, it is taken as 73 ohms. So in the problem, it is not given. So we need to remember this expression RR is equal to 73 ohms. So if you substitute this RR is equal to 73 ohms, you will get 0.9125. You will get 0.9125. That is, eta is equal to 73 by 73 plus 7 is equal to 73 by 80 is equal to 0.9125. So from this eta value, we got eta value. Now we need to find out what? We need to find out the power gain. This is the power gain here. So GP is equal to, what is eta? 0.9125 multiplied by GD. Eta is equal to into GD. The GD is given as 1.64. So you will get a GP is equal to 0.9125 into 1.64. So if you simplify this expression, you will get 1.4965. So 0.9125 into 1.64, this is equal to 1.4965. That is GP in dB can be written as a 10 log GP base 10. There is a 10 log in terms of dB, we can represent this 1.4965 in terms of dB as 10 log GP base 10. So 10 log GP means the given calculated value is 1.4965. So if you simplify it, you will get 1.7507. So 1.7507 dB is the value of the power gain value for the given problem. Next, we will see another problem, problem 5. That is, a microwave link is to be designed such that the transmitting and the receiving antennas are separated by 30 miles. The directive gains of both the antennas are equal to 45 dB. The directive gains are assumed to be same here. Assuming both the antennas are lossless and matched at 3 GHz, find what power is transmitted by the transmitter to have a received power of 1 milliwatt. So we need to find out what is the amount of power received. So here we know what power is transmitted. We do not know what is the amount of power transmitted. In the given data, there is no information regarding the transmitted power. But there is information regarding the receiving power. The receiving power is given as 1 milliwatt. 1 milliwatt. Right? So again, there is another data. The distance between the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna is given as 30 miles. The distance is given as 30 miles. And another information is given here in the problem. The directive gains of both antennas are same. That means the GD, the transmitting antenna gain, and the receiving antenna gains are same. The directive gains of both the antennas means the transmitting antenna gain and the receiving antenna gain are same. Both are the value of both the gains is 45 dB is given, and the distance between the two antennas, that is the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna, is given as 30 miles, right? And the frequency is given as 3 into 10 power 9 Hz, that is 3 GHz. 3 GHz frequency is given. That means 3 into 10 power 9 Hz. 3 into 10 power 9 Hz. And the received power is given as 1 milliwatt. This is the given data. So before simplifying this expression, so we need to convert this distance. We need to convert this distance into meters. So 30 miles must be converted into meters, right? So we know that 1 mile is equal to 1.5 kilometers and 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So we convert this 30 miles into meters. We convert this 30 miles into meters. So 30 miles. So 1 mile is equal to 1.5 kilometers, and 30 miles is equal to 30 into 1.5 into, and 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meters. So if you simplify this expression 30 into 1.5 into 1000, this expression will get in terms of meters. This expression you will get in terms of meters. Now you simplify this, you will see how to find out the transmitted power. So we are having a relationship between the transmitted power and the related power. We are having an expression between the transmitted power and the receiving power and the gains of the antenna. That is the Friis transmission formula. That means the ratio of the power received to the ratio of the power transmitted. It is given by GT/GR by 4 pi R by lambda whole square. So we know that GR by GT PR by PT is equal to here. So we are having expression PR by PT is equal to GR GT by 4 pi R by lambda whole square. So this 4 pi R by lambda whole square, which we call it as a free space loss factor. So free space loss factor. So PR by PT is equal to GR into GT by 4 pi R by lambda whole square. We call this expression as Friis transmission formula. We call this expression as Friis transmission formula. So according to this expression, the power received, we know that the power received is, it is given as 1 milliwatt, and the GR it is given as 45 dB, and the GT, this GT value is also given as 45 dB, and 30 miles it is the distance given as, the distance R is given as 30 miles, and lambda value we need to find out from the equation C is equal to F lambda. C is equal to F lambda. We know that lambda is equal to C by F. What is C? The velocity 3 into 10 power 8. 3 into 10 power 8 by the frequency is given as 3 GHz. That means 3 into 10 power 9. If 3 get cancelled, we will get 1 by 10. So 1 by 10 is equal to 0.1. So the value of lambda is equal to 0.1 meters. The value of lambda is equal to 0.1 meters. That means the lambda value is in 0.1 meters. Hence you convert this R value, that is 30 miles. You convert this 30 miles into meters. You convert this 30 miles into meters. So from problem, all the data is given. The only parameter which we need to determine is the amount of power transmitted. The amount of power transmitted. And you can observe in the problem, the transmitting gain and the receiving gain are both are equal. The transmitting and the receiving gains are equal. That means they are given in terms of a decibel value. That means 45 dB it is given. It is given as 45 dB. That means you need to convert this dB value into decimal value. You need to convert this dB value into decimal value. That means if we want to convert this dB into decimal value, so what is this dB value? So 10 log 45, sorry, 10 log x. Suppose 10 log x is equal to 45 into 10 base 10. So it is given as 10 log x base 10 is equal to 45 dB, right? So log x base 10 is equal to 45 by 10, that is equal to 4.5. So therefore x equal to 10 power 4.5. So log x base a is equal to b. So a power b is equal to, so we know that log x base a is equal to b. Therefore x equal to a power b. Therefore x equal to a power b. This is a logarithmic function. So x equal to what you are getting? X is equal to 10 power 4.5. So this is known as the decimal value for the value given decibel value. This is the decimal value. So 45 dB we are going to convert into decimal value. Then only we are going to use this decimal value in our formula, that is a Friis transmission formula, that is PR by PT. PR by PT. So why? Because all the values given in the problem are in decimal values. Hence, we need to convert whenever we are going to use, whenever we are using this formula, we need to use only the decimal values. Why? Because the directive gains are given in terms of dB value. If the directive gains of both antennas are given in, decimal values, you need not convert this dB value. If the directive gains of both antennas are given as decimal values, then you need not convert into again decimal values. As it is given in the dB value, so we need to convert this dB into decimal value by this method. That is 10 log x base 10 is equal to 45. Log x base 10 is equal to 45 by 10, and x becomes 10 power 4.5. So x is equal to 10 power 4.5. That means the transmitting gain, that is GT is equal to GR is equal to 10 power 4.5. GT is equal to GR is equal to 10 power 4.5. So you can calculate this value in our calculator. So 1 mile is equal to 1609.35 meters. 1 mile is equal to 1609.35 exactly. So in this known as fixed transmission formula, so PR by PT is equal to GR GT by 4 pi R by lambda whole square. So 4 pi R by lambda whole square. So here we are using D. So D is nothing but the distance. We can also use R also. So in some textbooks it is given as, in some textbooks the distance is referred as capital R, and in some textbooks it is referred as small d. So we can represent it as small d and small or capital R, but the concept is same. Both symbols capital R and D have the same meaning. That is the distance between the transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna. So we know that the value of GR, we know value of GT, we know the value of lambda, the value of D is given, and the value of the transmitting power is given as 1 milliwatt. 1 milliwatt it is given, and GR into GT we know that 10 power 4.5. So if you multiply 10 power 4.5 whole square you will get, and the lambda value you are getting as 0.1, and R, this is the distance. What is the distance? It is given as 30 miles. It is given as 30 miles in the data. And if you simplify, you will get the value of power received, a decimal value. You will get PR is equal to some, for simplification, you will get a decimal value. After getting the decimal value, you need to convert this decimal value into dB. That means whatever the value you will get here, power received, that value has to be converted into dB again, like 10 log x. You need to multiply with 10 log x. So if you simplify and substitute all the things, all the parameters which have been given data in the problem, you will get the power transmitted. The power transmitted is given by 36.8115 watts. So the power transmitted is 36.8115 watts. So if you want to convert this power transmitted in terms of a dB, you can convert as 10 log 36.8115 watts base 10. You can convert this power transmitted in terms of dB, by 10 log 36.8115 base 10. We'll see the next problem. A quarter wave monopole antenna is situated above a perfectly conducting ground plane and is driven from 300 MHz and is driven from 300 MHz source with the amplitude of 100 volts. That means here the amplitude of the wave, electromagnetic wave, is given as 100 volts, and it is driven from 300 MHz. That means the operating frequency given to the monopole antenna, it is 300 MHz. It is given antenna. So a monopole antenna is nothing but where L is given as lambda by 4. The length of the antenna is lambda by 4. If the length of the antenna is lambda by 2, it is known as half wave dipole antenna. If the length of the antenna is lambda by 4, then that antenna we call it as a monopole antenna. Hence we call it as a quarter wave monopole antenna. Quarter wave monopole antenna. If there is lambda by 4, we also call it as a quarter wave monopole antenna. It has operating frequency is given as 300 MHz and the amplitude is 100 volts. Calculate the average power radiated if the antenna impedance is 36.5 plus J21.25 ohms and the internal resistance of the source is 50 ohms. So we can represent the whole given data in the form of a circuit diagram. As you can see here, 100 volts 300 megahertz is the input supply given to the monopole antenna. So we need to give some input signal for the monopole antenna, that is 100 volts 300 megahertz is the input signal, and here this is the impedance of the antenna. This is the impedance of the antenna. It is given as 36.5 plus j into 21.25 j into 21.25 ohms. And for every antenna, there will be some internal resistance. There will be some internal resistance, whatever the antenna it may be. So that internal resistance of the source, it is given as 50 ohms. The internal resistance of the source, it is given as 50 ohms. So if you apply the voltage KVL, so if you apply the KVL for this expression, for this loop, to determine the average power radiated. So we need to determine the average power radiated. So we need to write some KVL equation for this loop. If you write the KVL equation, if I is the loop current I, so 50I plus I into 36.5 plus J 21.55 is equal to 100. Right? So 50I here, this is I here, 50I plus 36.5 plus J 21.25 into I. This is equal to 100. Right? So this is the KVL equation. So representing in terms of V is equal to IR. So 50I plus 36.5 plus J 21.25 ohms is equal to 100. So from this you can determine the value of I. From this you can determine the value of I. So I is equal to 1.122 into at an angle of minus 31.8 degrees amps you will get. Right? So this is in a rectangular form you are getting here. You can convert this into polar form. So this rectangular form can be converted into polar form. If you convert this into polar form, you will get 1.122 into at an angle of minus 13.8 degrees amps. Right? So you are getting the value of I here. So from this value of I, you can calculate the power. So from this value of I, you can calculate the power. Right? So Im is equal to 1.122 amps. So only you are taking the magnitude. You ignore this phase angle now for this problem. So you consider only the magnitude, that is 1.122. And we know that the average power radiated. The average power radiated is given by RR into I square RMS. So P is equal to, we know that P is equal to VI and V is equal to IR into I. This is equal to I square into R. I square into R. So this is known as effective value IRMS and this is the radiation resistance. Right? So RR into I square RMS, and this we are going to represent in terms of the effective value can be converted into the maximum current by Im by root 2. So why? Because we know that IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. So IRMS is equal to, we know that Im by root 2. So if you simplify this expression, substitute in R radiation resistance, R rad is given as 36.5. The radiation resistance is given as 36.5. And Im value we have calculated just now, that is 1.122 by root 2 whole square. If you simplify, you will get 23.006 watts. 23.006 watts. So here you can see here, this is R plus J omega. This is R plus J omega. That means this is known as the resistance value. This is known as the radiation resistance of the antenna. So this is taken as RR. The radiation resistance of the monopole antenna, it is 36.5 ohms here. Here we have substituted here 36.5 ohms. And if you simplify this expression, you will get the total average value of the power radiated by the monopole antenna is 23.006 watts. We will simplify another problem. The radiation efficiency of a certain antenna is 95%. The radiation efficiency is given as 95%. So efficiency is nothing but 95%, or you can simply write it as 0.95. The maximum radiation intensity is given as 0.5 watts per steradian. 0.5 watts per steradian. Calculate the directivity of the antenna. If the input power is 0.4 watts and the radiated power is equal to 0.3 watts. So we want to calculate first problem input power. That means we want to calculate the directivity when input is given as 0.4. we should calculate the directivity only when the input power is 0.5, right? So we are having an equation, efficiency. So the radiation efficiency is equal to radiated power by input power. The antenna efficiency is given by the radiated power by the total input power. If this is an antenna, what is the amount of power radiated and what is the amount of power given? These two ratios we call it as the efficiency and the antenna efficiency. The amount of power radiated to the total amount of power given, to the total input power given. We call it as the efficiency of the antenna. So efficiency is given by P rad by P input. Efficiency, it is given by P rad, that means radiated power by input power. That means in this P input is given as 0.4 and efficiency is given as 0.9. So from this directly you will get P rad, that is radiated power. That is the radiated power we can simplify as 0.38. What is this value 0.38 watts? The radiated power for the input power of 0.4 watts. If the input power is 0.4 watts, then the radiated power is 0.38 watts. 0.38 watts. And if you want to calculate the directivity, we know that D is equal to pi max by pi AV. So according to our expression of our course, pi max by pi AV. So pi max means the maximum radiation intensity. Maximum radiation intensity. So pi max by pi AV means PR by 4 pi. PR is nothing but P radiated power. And the pi max, it is given as, what is the pi max? It is given as 0.5. Pi max is given as 0.5. We substitute this here 0.5. And P radiated just now we have calculated as 0.38 here. You can see here 38. So substitute here 0.38. And if you simplify this, you will get the value of directivity. If you simplify here, you will get the value of directivity. So from the basic expression of directivity, the directivity is nothing but pi max by pi AV. Right? So here what? So here, if we know that from the basic expression of directivity is equal to pi max by pi AV. So pi max by pi AV is equal to PR by 4 pi. Right? So we know that the data, from the given data, we know that the value of P rad is equal to 0.38. Right? Now the second expression, that is we want to find out the directivity. Already the radiated power is given. See here D is equal to pi max by pi AV. This is equal to pi max by PR by 4 pi. And this is equal to 4 pi into pi max. 4 pi into pi max by P rad. So for the second one, you substitute the P rad as 0.3. So if you substitute here, you will get 4 pi into the pi max, the maximum radiation intensity is given as 0.5 whole divided by P rad is given by 0.3. Now you simplify this 4 pi into 0.5 by 0.3, you will get the value as 20.9439. 20.9439. This is the second problem, and this is the first problem. That is 16.534 is the first one. And if you simplify here, you will get 20.9439. We'll see another problem based upon the power radiated by the antenna. The maximum current carried by a lambda 40 antenna, lambda by 40, here it is missing, lambda is missing. A lambda by 40 antenna is 125 amps. Calculate the power radiated by the antenna, the radiation resistance and the efficiency if loss resistance is 1 ohm. So we need to calculate the power radiated, the radiation resistance and the efficiency if the loss resistance is 1 ohm. So here RL is given as 1 ohm. And the length of the antenna DL is given as lambda by 40. So we know that the radiation resistance of an conductor is given by 80 pi square into DL by lambda whole square. Right? So we know that efficiency is equal to RR by RR plus RL. So in this data, we know the RL is given as 1 ohm. But radiation resistance we do not know. In the given problem, the radiation resistance is not given. So we need to determine the radiation resistance. So to determine the radiation resistance, we are having the formula 80 pi square dl by lambda whole square. 80 pi square dl by lambda whole square. The differential length it is given as lambda by 40. If you substitute dl is equal to lambda by 40, and if you simplify this expression 80 pi square into lambda by 40 whole square by lambda whole square, you will get the value of RR. The value which you get in RR, you substitute in this expression. You substitute in this expression RR by RR plus RL, you will get efficiency. That means if you simplify here, the efficiency is equal to RR plus RL. RL is given as 1 ohm. Whatever the answer you get here, 80 pi square into lambda by 40 by lambda whole square, this value you substitute here, you will get the value of efficiency eta. And what is the amount of power radiated? What is the amount of power radiated? You will get R rad into I square RMS. So you know that P is equal to radiated resistance into I square RMS. So radiation resistance we have calculated. The radiation resistance is equal to, we have calculated RR is equal to 80 pi square into dl by lambda whole square. So you got a value of 80 pi square is equal to 0.4934. So you are getting the value of 0.4934. You substitute this 0.4934 in this value. And here you can see the problem. The maximum current is given as 125 amps. So this 125 amps represents IM value. So IM is equal to 125 amps. So we want to convert this IM into IRMS. If you can convert this, you can convert IRMS is equal to IM by root 2. What is IM? 125. So 125 by root 2 is the IRMS value. Right? Now, what is P? P is equal to RR into I square RMS. RR into I square RMS. Now you substitute this IRMS value in this expression. And what is the RR value you are getting? This is the RR value. This RR value you substitute here. You will get the amount of power radiated by the antenna. The amount of power radiated by the antenna is 0.4934 into 88.38 whole square. Right? So you are going to substitute this IRMS value 88.38 here. You will get the value as 3.8539 kilowatts. 3.8539 kilowatts. This is the total amount of power radiated. So in this problem, you can observe that. So you have determined the amount of power radiated. So the power radiated, it is given by, we are using the three different equations to determine all these things. So one is interlinked with the other parameter. So P is equal to RR into I square RMS. So we need to find out RR. What is RR? We don't know. So to determine RR, you have used the expression eta is equal to RR by RR plus RL. Here we do not know RR. So to determine RR, we are having another expression 80 pi square dl by lambda whole square. So we are using the three different equations to determine the amount of power radiated by the antenna. Right? So P is equal to RR into I square RMS. So to determine the RR, we have used equation efficiency is equal to RR by RR plus RL. We have not used here RR. We have not used this expression, so no need of this expression here. So only to determine RR, we are using this expression RR is equal to 80 pi square into dl by lambda whole square. So to determine the efficiency, we are using this expression finally RR by RR plus RL. Calculate the physical height of the half wave dipole with antenna. Quality factor is given as 30 and bandwidth of 10 MHz. So calculate the physical height of half wave dipole with antenna Q of 30 and bandwidth of 10 MHz and bandwidth of 10 MHz. So the bandwidth is given as 10 MHz and the quality factor Q is given as 30. We know that there is a relationship between the quality factor Q and the bandwidth. That is del F is equal to F0 by Q. That is F0 is the resonant frequency and Q is a quality factor. So bandwidth is related to the resonant frequency. By this expression, del F is equal to F naught by Q. So del F is represents the bandwidth. So bandwidth is equal to the resonant frequency by the quality factor. So now we need to determine what the F naught value. So we do not know F naught value. According to the given data, del F is given. So the bandwidth, the bandwidth, this is bandwidth, is given as 10 megahertz. Right? So 10 megahertz means 10 into 10 power 6. 10 into 10 power 6 into 30. If you simplify, you will get the value of F naught. You will get the value of F naught. So F naught is equal to 300 megahertz. Right? So you got the F naught value. If you got the F naught value, you can determine the value of lambda. You can determine the value of lambda. C is equal to F lambda, and lambda is equal to C by F. What is C? 3 into 10 power 8. And we got here 300 into 10 power 6 frequency. Right? So if you simplify here, you will get 1 meter. If you simplify this equation, you will get 1 meter. And what is the thing asked here? Half wave dipole antenna. For an half wave dipole antenna, L will be equal to lambda by 2. L will be equal to lambda by 2. So we need to determine the value of lambda. So to determine the value of lambda, we need to find out what is the operating frequency of the antenna. So to determine the operating frequency of the antenna, you determine the F naught value by this expression, del F into Q is equal to 10 into 10 power 6 into 30. Right? So as we know that L of the half wave dipole antenna is lambda by 2. So lambda value we got as 1 meter. So 1 by 2 is equal to 0.5 meter we are getting. Right? So this is how to determine the length of the half wave dipole antenna. And another problem based upon the maximum effective aperture we will do here. So an antenna operating with a wavelength of 2.5 meters has a directivity of 90. Determine the maximum effective aperture. That means the D is given. We know that D is equal to 4 pi by lambda square into AE. Right? So D is equal to 4 pi by lambda square into AE. This is the relationship between the directivity and the maximum effective aperture. So what we need to determine? AEM. AEM we should determine. And the directivity is directly given as 90. Right? So in this formula you substitute. So D is equal to, we know that D is equal to 4 by lambda square into AEM. So AEM means maximum effective aperture. And what is directivity? Directivity is given as 90. If you substitute directivity as 90 and you will get to simplify it directly, you will get the value of AEM. The value of AEM is equal to, and the wavelength is given as lambda. So lambda is given as 2.5. So all these parameters, if you substitute in this formula, D is equal to 4 pi by lambda square into AEM, you will get the maximum effective aperture as 44.7623 meter square. 44.7623 meter square. We'll see the last problem, that is problem 8. Determine the maximum effective aperture of an antenna having small side lobes. The half power beam widths in the particular or perpendicular planes intersecting the beam axis are 30 degrees and 40 degrees. So we need to determine the maximum effective aperture AEM. So we know that D is equal to 4 pi by lambda square into AEM. Right? So from this expression we are going to find out the maximum effective aperture. But the D is not given in the data. So we need to determine the D. So there is a formula for D. So D is equal to 41,257 by theta E into theta H. So theta E and theta H are given as 30 degrees and 40 degrees. Theta E and theta H are given as 30 degrees and 40 degrees in the problem given. If you substitute this 30 degrees into 40 degrees, you will get the value of D as 29.4692. Now you substitute this 29.4692 here, and you find out the value of AEM, you will get the maximum effective aperture in terms of lambda square. That is AEM is equal to lambda square by 4 pi into D. So finally the first expression is 4 pi by lambda square into AEM. So D is equal to 4 pi by lambda square into AEM. This is the relationship between the directivity and the maximum effective aperture. In the given data, D is not given. So to determine D, there is a formula 41,257 by theta E into theta H. Theta E is given as 30, theta H is given as 40. you simplify this expression, you will get 29.4692. 29.4692. And if you further simplify, substitute all the things by calculating, you will get 0.3451 lambda square into meter square. So these are the various problems which are related to based upon the parameters of the antenna. So we conclude this session here. We have done the problems based upon the radiation resistance of the half-wave dipole antenna, based upon the monopole antenna, based upon the efficiency of the antenna. We have determined the power received by the receiving antenna. We have determined the gain of the antenna. We have determined the maximum effective aperture of the antenna. Right? So all these things we have discussed today. We'll see in the next session the remaining problems. Okay. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.